People that are doing shit are too busy to talk shit. So next time somebody's talking some shit, just step back and realize they ain't doing shit. Because if they were doing shit, they wouldn't have time to talk shit. It's just that simple.
There's stories in these mountains, stories folks don't tell, about things that walk the tree line, some say straight out of hell. And every road got secrets, if you're brave enough to go. I drove through Carolina with the moonlight on my back, with a worn out pair of boots and a flashlight in the black. Got a radio crackling and a cold wind through the pines, and something in the darkness was keeping right in line. They said, boy, don't go wandering where the old creek disappears. But fear ain't stopped a whip man in nearly 50 years. So we followed broken branches and tracks too wide for men. And somewhere in the distance came that hollow howl again. We are monsters unleashed, walking where the shadows breathe, through the hills and through the pines, where the lost things never die. Bigfoot in the moonlight, dog man in the fog. We keep hunting down the truth on every backwoods road. Yeah, monsters unleashed. I saw red eyes in Kentucky, near the old graveyard hill. Heard screams across the valley that'll haunt me still. Spirit box was whispering names we never said aloud. Then the whole damn forest suddenly went silent all around. Got Trisha beside me saying something's watching from the trees, and every hair stood up on us with that cold November breeze. Ain't in this for glory, ain't in this for fame. We're just chasing down the questions most folks fear to name. We are monsters unleashed, walking where the shadows breathe, through the mountains late at night, searching for what hides from light. Old roads and forgotten places, whispers in the dark. Sometimes all you leave with is another mental scar. Yeah, monsters unleashed. Now some folks call us crazy, some say we've lost our minds. But once you hear the howl at night, the truth is hard to hide. There's something in these forests, ancient, wild and free. And every time we go back out, it keeps calling me. We are monsters unleashed, still riding through the deep, through the hollows and the valleys, where the old things never sleep. Bigfoot in the highlands, dark man on the run. We'll keep searching through the darkness till our days on earth are done. So if you see strange shadows or hear footsteps in the pines, just remember, some monsters ain't legends.
Whoa, I got chills, and they're multiplying. That was one heck of an intro. That was an amazing surprise, and happy anniversary to Monsters Unleashed. You know, 1 year. I'm assuming this is August. It is August 1st. And this whole month we're going to be celebrating 1 year of boots on the ground investigating and podcast shows. And you don't even feel like a year, to be honest. It feels like 15 years. And that's my goal, and at least make it 15 years, maybe longer, if we can get there. But with that being said, I just want to take time to thank you all for being a part of Monsters Unleashed. And thank you to Andy and Crystal for being amazing investigators in the field. They are my ride or die people when we're out there, and they've been so busy, and I miss them so much. And just thank you to all of our followers that have stood by us, supporting us for this wild and crazy, literally wild and crazy journey over the past year. And you guys mean the world to us, and we love you all and appreciate you all. And you guys don't go unnoticed whatsoever. So happy anniversary to Monsters Unleashed.
Yes, happy anniversary.
Guys, how have you guys been? What's everybody been up to this week? Has it been crazy? Mine has.
Oh, congratulations on getting over 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's the thing. We hit 1K subscribers as of yesterday. Now we're a little over, which is amazing. And I'm telling you what, when I got that phone call that we hit that, I just cried and cried and cried. I ended up I was so emotional because it's so nice to see when hard work pays off.
Right.
And both me and my dad have just spent so much time building our Monsters Unleashed community, and just to see it reach 1K it's an amazing feeling. I went to the LBL to celebrate, and that was a fun time as well. But guys, we have an amazing show tonight. This guy, he's so funny. He's very knowledgeable, almost on everything. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's anything this guy doesn't know. He's become a very close friend to me and my dad. So I'm really excited to have him on. And tonight he's going to be talking about synchronicities. So for those of you in the chat that does not know what synchronicities are, I'm going to let you know. Synchronicity is the experience of two or more events occurring in a way that seems meaningfully connected. No obvious cause-effect relationship between them. When we bring him out and he starts sharing his stories, you're going to be like, whoa, that's kind of creepy. Because you might have a synchronicity with what he's going to talk about. I've had a lot. So with all that being said, I want everybody to give a warm welcome to Derek D.
Hi, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Hello.
Hi, Derek.
How are you?
How you doing? Trying to stay awake. I'm a morning guy, so
Yeah.
I'm drinking a Mountain Dew. So I think as time goes on, I'll start hulking up. Got done watching SummerSlam, so I was trying to catch up what happened there. But I'm glad to be on, and yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So you want to tell everybody a little bit about these synchronicities and the weirdness of them?
Well, so let me start off. I was thinking about drawing as I was live, but I thought, well, I don't think I could do two things at the same time. So I drew this random obscure picture to represent this episode, I just use my fingers and charcoal. And the things I would like to cover tonight, if we can, I list 7 things. First one being the Lincoln and Kennedy sink, which that was my first encounter. And then from there, my Grandpa Jack's funeral, my grandmother's best friend, my Uncle Bob clock, which I'll pull out here in a second, 5 crows, bats, and ants. So, this is going to be interesting. And so I'm going to say hi to everyone watching in the chat. I have the chat up in front of me. And see you guys. And so anywho, I got charcoal in my hand. Okay, anywho. So back in '92, I read a newspaper article, and around that time, I'll show you. Remember this movie, guys?
Is that the one with Kevin Costner?
Yeah, JFK.
Yeah.
Oliver Stone, yeah. Yeah, and then here's a random Lincoln DVD. So, the a lot of buzz around that movie, and I remember reading an article, and I was like, "Wow!" There was a lot of I didn't know what the term was, so it was a lot of like similarities, and for example, both Lincoln. So Lincoln became president in 1860. John F. Kennedy in 1960. Both were assassinated. Both had wives present. Both were shot in the head. Lincoln was at Ford's Theater. John Kennedy was in a Ford car. Both vice presidents was Johnson. Both took over after their passing. And the list can go on. And I mean, I didn't have a name for it. I'm like, 92, 11 years old. I just thought it was so neat. And I gravitated towards that. And so I didn't really start understanding patterns and synchronicities until maybe 2 decades later. But so I wanted to start with JFK and Lincoln to kind of give me like that first encounter that's always stuck in my mind since 1992. And from there, like I said, it took about 2 decades, probably in the 2010s, where I started getting really into synchronicities and looking at things differently. But I want to give respect to my grandpa. And I've talked about this before on TikTok. And so number 2 on the list here is called Jack's funeral, really technically Jack's calling hours. All right, so let me give you a little backstory. Now, my grandpa Jack, born and raised in Kentucky, superstitious guy. I mean, so superstitious that if you had an umbrella open in the house, he'd flip a lid. He'd be mad. If there was a black cat and he's driving and the black cat went right in front of him, he'd turn around. And any superstition you can think of, yes, he believed it. I don't know why. He believed it. There was a lady named Ruby, and she used to come over all the time to my grandma's. And I don't know how they were friends or the backstory about that, but my grandpa Jack did not like her at all. Every time, consistently, every time she come over, he'd either go outside, go to the next room, or head to town. Consistently. And you know what she used to do to me? Tempt me out. Now, let me explain.
Question.
Go ahead.
Please.
What?
Oh, no, I mean, about you being pimped out. I have questions.
It's PG, but anywho. No, so she would, so she'd come over. Grandpa's he's already moved to whatever spot. My 2 other cousins that was always with me, they are in the next room laughing because I was the fall boy. I was the martyr. And I treated her nice. I was respectful. She's a big old lady. Nothing wrong with big old ladies. She's a big old lady. So when she hugged, and I'm skinny mini, by the way. I'm a toothpick at the time. You don't see me when she hugs, okay? Now, she would hug me and then pay me for that hug. Pay me for the hug. Every time, consistently. I got Grandpa leaving consistently. I got my cousins laugh at me consistently. And Ruby is consistently hugging me and paying me for the hugs. But my cousins didn't mind. Once I used the money for video games, we used to rent video games from the store, right? So, anywho, so that really helped our weekend. So, I don't know, it was nice. Grandpa wasn't. He just left. So, let's move it on forward. So, it was February 13th. By the way, he never wanted to die on Friday the 13th. There goes your superstition, right? He never said, don't let them take me. Don't let them take me on Friday the 13th. And what happened? Well, God must have a sense of humor because he passed away Thursday, February 13th, 1992. Now, let me give you another little backstory. One thing that the patterns, I didn't really study this till much later, but he was a semi driver. So he had 3 major accidents. Now watch this. 1952, 1962, and 1972.
Oh.
Major accidents. I'm talking about where he should be DOA, like hardcore. The one on January 26, 1972, he lost his leg up to his knee, required a lot of blood and all that stuff. So that's where he officially retired. 1982, nothing happened that I could think of. I was born in 81. But in 92, he passed away. I remember getting that phone call. My school closed because it was very nasty out, by the way. Very nasty. And I got the news and I was in shock. All right, so let's move to the calling hours. This is where the story gets really interesting. Okay, so I was with my dad and stepmom, my 2 cousins, and we're all packed in this 1986 Dodge Omni. And we passed the funeral, and we saw Ruby's car. And my dad's like, well, what's she doing there? Because if you guys obviously know, it's always family first for the first hour or two, and then friends. And like you said, she's there before Grandma. And I was hoping that we'd pull in, but Dad wanted to get the car washed. I don't know why. It's a piece of crap car. Anywho, he goes to the car wash. We come back. We go through the main doors, and we see Ruby walking from the main area where Grandpa's at, open casket, and she sits down on the bench in a hallway, and she made claims that she did not see him. Now, I'm already flustered, thinking Grandpa consistently avoided her like the plague, and yet she's the first one here before Grandma. All right, so the day goes by. This place is packed. I'm in line to pay respects, so I'm like probably halfway or so. She's about 5 people up from me. My Uncle Jack, he's taking photographs of just people at random times. Mr. Photographer there. And when it was Ruby's turn, and by the way, here in a little bit, if you can you play that video, the AI video, just to give a kind of visual?
Just tell me.
Okay. So when it's Ruby's turn to stand right in front of Grandpa to pay her respects, there's a lamp. So, the AI video is not really accurate when it comes to positioning, but to give you guys an idea. So here's, if I'm Ruby looking at Grandpa, there's a lamp over here. It explodes. It explodes and hits her, lands on him, lands on the ground, There was no laceration. There wasn't anything like a horror movie where she's like, yeah. It was just explosion, and everybody like stopped what they doing. They're like, what the heck was that? Place was like, yeah, it blew up right as she stood in front of him. And can you bring up that footage? This is from AI. I had AI make this for me. This is the best I can do.
There we go.
No, this is literally my.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's
Very cool.
that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine just to go up to pay your respects to somebody that didn't like you, and then a lamp just explode all over you.
All right, we're back. Yeah, so that's just a kind of a quick visual. Now, it wasn't that dramatic when it comes to glass, but it gives you an idea. So no one got hurt, but it was just the eerie timing. So the next morning, I was with my dad. He was one of the pallbearers. And the funeral home director guy was with us. And he goes, in my 20 plus years, I've never seen anything like that. Then he also said, I just changed that bulb last week. Okay, so he's never seen anything like that, just changed the bulb last week. And he even said, yes, that woman was there before your mom, talking to my dad. And because he didn't know who she was. And he didn't insert himself or anything. He didn't he was like, okay, there's some lady here, but he took mental note of it. So he told my dad, and then, so the aftermath is my grandma, which will be the third story coming up. She did end up parting ways in friendship. And what was it? 2 years later, I saw an obituary of Ruby. But here's the thing, she didn't die. She faked her own obituary.
What?
She just a little crazy, that's all. Anywho,
Just a
she
little.
Just a little bit.
Just a hair, okay? I'm trying to be, little nice, but no. So in 2007 or 2008, she passed away on Halloween. And that's it of her. So I always took that experience back in '92 as that was Grandpa just doing what he could, because she just disrespected the family, and I mean, if any of you lost your significant other, you wouldn't want another woman showing up before you. So Grandpa Jack, I always say I was Grandpa Jack. That's just me. So what are you guys' thoughts? What do you guys think?
Oh, absolutely. He was pissed.
Sure. Yep, he was.
And at least he wasn't two-faced.
I mean, if it was me, I would have made the casket door slammed out of her hand.
Yeah.
Heck
yeah.
That works too.
Yeah.
I was just telling my dad, if something ever happened to me, my funeral, I want the closed casket and I want the Jack in a Box music.
Oh my God.
And then when people approach it, like mid-sermon, it just pops open with hydraulics that pop me up.
Oh my God.
I'm just a little twisted like that, but continue, Derek.
All right, so and mind you, I've only selected seven stories here. I think they're bangers, but there's so many other stories I can share. I just didn't want to do it all in one episode. Wanted to space it out because I got more about Grandpa Jack. I have more about things I've encountered. So I want to move it from 1992 to 2017. And since my grandma is going to be turning 96 here in a few days, and she's going to have a 96th birthday party tomorrow at 12 o'clock. This story made me go, wow. So I took her out to a restaurant sometime, I think it was in 2018, the spring of 2018. So her and I were catching up on some things, and she tells me about her best friend that's more like her sister for 50 plus years. And I've known the lady all my life. And she goes, you know what, Derek? She goes, I had a feeling something was wrong. Grandma, she's really accurate when it comes to intuition. And she goes, I tried to give her a call, and she wasn't picking up. And it's been about a week since I spoke with her, and I just had this feeling. So I got in the car and drove to the next town. Grandma shows up, pulls in to her friend's house, goes to the front door, knocks, no answer. Grabs the doorknob, tries to see if it's unlocked. It's locked. Okay. Grandma goes from the front door all the way to the back door, knocks, no answer. Grabs the handle, locked. Her friend was in her 80s and lived alone. So, both cases to no avail. As she's walking back, she believes in God, and she goes, God, I need to get in there. She just starts talking to God like I'm just talking to you. And she's like, I know something's wrong. God, I need to get in there. And yeah, let me in. So she goes up to that front door. It opens. Like,
Oh,
it
wow.
opens. So she walks in, and unfortunately finds her friend passed away on the floor.
Aw.
Crimson everywhere. I think from a fall. And then, well, she called the proper authorities. They all showed up. And the deputy or sheriff, whoever, was talking with her. And Grandma said, what I just told you. Went to front door, wouldn't open. Back door wouldn't open. Pray to God, it opens. And the deputy's like, the sheriff or whoever he is like, okay, lady. So he goes up, inspects the door, comes back and sits down and shakes his head, goes, I can't believe it. Because and he tells my grandma that the locked position, it's still in the locked position.
Oh, wow.
So how can it, mind you, she tried to open that front door the first time. It's in a locked position, bolt, like the bolt part. And so it's still in the locked position when he went to inspect the door. And he sat down for 15, my grandma said he sat down for like 10, 15 minutes just shaking his head because he couldn't understand how she got in. It was in a locked position.
Wow.
Wow.
That's creepy.
It is.
Yep.
I mean,
What do you guys think?
I'll tell you what, God works in mysterious ways, that's for sure. So, he listens, that's for sure. I mean, like, that's like, I was telling about a tornado experience where I was telling God months ago, I'm like, God, if you decide to take me out, take me out, tornado. Weeks. Jen, what happened? I drove through tornadoes, talking to God again. I'm like, you know what?
Did.
I know I said that's the way that I would want to go out, but please not tonight. I want to see my kids have kids. And so that's really creepy about that.
Be careful what you wish for.
That was not funny at the time.
Oh, no doubt.
Not funny at the time. I was 1096 because I was like, oh my goodness. I couldn't get a hold of her and I was so scared. But she was driving right through it. But she saved my butt too. So
Derek's got a prop up.
What?
Yes. This leads us to the fourth story. This is called the Uncle Bob's clock. Now, all right, so I'm going to continue with 2017. So the story I just shared with you Finding her friend occurred in October, I think 21st or something like that. I'm not for sure. October 21st, 2017. Well, let's take it to December 14th, 2017. That day, this clock right here. You see the time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine it. Well, in reality, it's this time, right? And 60 seconds later, it's going to go to the next minute. Well, on December 14th, you know what this clock decides to do for the very first time? Revert back to 12 and then not move. Now, let me explain. You know how, like, speaking of thunderstorms and thinking about, when electric goes out and stuff, a lot of times when you know that the electric went out, if you weren't home or you slept through it, this will flash 12, right?
Right.
There you go. I'm on the big screen. There we go. This would flash 12. And then you plug it in and you can just whatever. No, this is what happened was, what does it say, 9:34? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to go to 9:35, but it goes directly back to 12. Not a flashing 12, but a 12 that's just static. Just 12. Won't move to 12:01 after 60 seconds. I'm like, what the heck? Never seen anything like it. Unplug it, plug it back in. Still remain that way. Well, the next day, on the 15th, I found out that my Uncle Bob passed away on the 14th, which is my grandma's son. And he was only 66 years old, so he passed away around 4 o'clock on the 14th. And it made me think of always reading stories where when a person passes away, the clock stops.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never had that. No, I've never had that experience personally. I've read about it online, and then my former stepbrother had that experience. And I'll give you a little backstory. Back in 1998, my mom's future boyfriend and / husband, his mother lived on this property, and he built this in-ground house that's kind of cool. He built it inside of a hill. And beside his house was a modular house where his mother lived. On my birthday of 1998, July 19th, 1998, she passed away in her room on the bed. Her grandson, my at the time future stepbrother, comes over to visit, finds her, calls the proper authorities, and notices the clock has stopped at 7:20. Assists what that he needs to assist with, and they remove her and all this. He goes to wash his hands. And he comes out, the clock starts working again. That's according to him. So that was the only personal clock story I ever heard. Like, actually know somebody who experienced it. And that's always stuck with me. So my first, and of course I've read online many other people's testimonies or anecdotal evidences. But my first encounter was December 14th, 2017. This particular clock. And I call it the Uncle Bob's clock because Bob passed away on December 14th when this clock decided to revert back to 12 and not move after 60 seconds. Not flash like it's been unplugged or a storm. Just 12 and not moving. And I wouldn't be surprised if this glitches out during this broadcast. Now, by the way, I did message the company that made this, and I asked I emailed them and I said, I explained the situation, not the metaphysical part, not the transcendent part, or I'm thinking it's my God. But I simply said, look, this clock did this, blah, blah, blah. He messaged me back, the rep did, and said, well, you want your money back and we can do this, this, this. And I said, no, I don't really want my money back. Then I explained to him what it means to me personally. And I said, I'm just trying to debunk this. I'm just wondering if this particular model has issues to where it's working, as you can see here, and then for it to revert back to 12 and not move or anything like that. And he responded back about an hour later and said, in his 5 years of working at this company, he's never heard of anything like this before. He said, go ahead and you should keep that as a personal token or, something memorable. He's very polite about it. I forget what he says. Probably butchered up. But the point is, in his 5 years of service, what I explained to him that happened to his clock, he's never heard that. So this is special meaning to me. So this is the first time I got to experience a clock not working when someone passes away, and it works, but there's sometimes it doesn't work. It's been like 9 years now, but so I keep it as to remember that moment, a talking point, as I'm doing here right now with you guys. So what do you guys think?
I fully believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody goes to transcend the cross, and the energy in itself is, we don't know where that goes. Does it affect the clock? Does it affect other things? Who knows? I don't know. Does the deceased leave that to let you know what time they passed? I have no idea. It is fascinating, though.
Mm-hmm.
I actually experienced that with my dad when my dad was passing away. We were in the hospital, and there was a clock. They got the clock on the wall, right? The clock stopped, and then it turned backwards. It just kept going backwards. It just it turned back 5 hours, and then it stopped, and then it came back and started. It started back, and it's not. It's like a battery operated. It's not an electric clock. So I went and got the nurse, and I asked her, because it's freaked me out. I'm looking at it, and it literally, it's doing this thing. And she's like, I've never seen that happen before. She's like, what? Look at it. There's nothing wrong with it. Everything's fine. But it literally sat there and turned itself backwards 5 hours.
It's never done that before?
No, I was at the hospital. My dad was, he was going into heart failure. And of course, I'm Shawnee. I'm Native American. And I would have kept him at home, but it made my mom nervous. So I am there with him all alone. It's just me and him. And that happened. And then actually my dad died basically in my arms because, I gotten him up to set him on the potty, and I heard him say my name, and then he just fell over into my arms. But the thing of it was, when this happened, of course, they're rushing in, it's a hospital, and they're working on him. And I say, is he, it's like, no. And I looked out the window, because this is a country hospital, and outside the window is a big pond. And from the tree line, there was like this big 12-point buck comes from the tree line, walks to the pond, puts its nose down in the water, and it looks straight up at me. And of course, I know he's gone. And it shook its head. It's like it just shook its head at me. And I said, leave him alone. He's come and got him. But the clock did that. It did do that. It turned backwards. It's just like it stopped. It spun backwards 5 hours. Don't know what that meant, but it spun backwards.
Wow, that's very interesting. It proves my point. It's people have experiences when someone close to them passes away, it affects their clock. And like I said, I didn't have that story, my own personal story, until that moment. And likewise with what you shared about your father. That's amazing. It just proves my point. And we may not know all the behind the scenes, what goes on the other side of the veil, but I just think it's right. it just makes you curious. It makes you go, wow, there's got to be something more. And so, yeah, that's
I can't wear a watch. If I put a watch on, it will automatically just stop. I can't wear a watch. I affect electronics in weird ways. But of course, like I said, I have a lot of, but our tradition is, old time tradition where you set up with the dead. I'm old country. I'm in the, I'm old Appalachian. And then you drape the mirrors and, the whole thing. But we were at the hospital because after my dad's death, there's a ceremony that has to be done, and which I did. But the stag came, and the time turned backwards. So, I kind of like, is that it coming? They come to collect him. They come to, because his body's just a vessel. He's not there anymore. His spirit's moved on. So was that whatever collecting him, collecting his spirit. It was just was a very sad time because I love my dad very much. We were very close, but that absolutely did happen, and the clock thing totally freaked me out because then even the nurse, she's like, man, she's like, that gives me the willies. She's like, I got cold chills. She's like, this is weird. I was like,
yeah, it's when you mentioned the deer, I just couldn't help but think about an author that I read from time to time. Matter of fact, his books are like behind the camera here. His name's Jackson Crawford, and his grandfather always wanted to see a mountain lion in the wild, like go out in the woods and see one. Like, hey, there's a mountain lion, but he never was able to see one out in the wild. This man was born, I think, 1925, and he passed away around in 2009. Now, get this. Always wanted to see a mountain lion out in the wild. Never seen one. On the morning when his grandfather passed away, 3 of them show up in the driveway.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's wild.
3 is a very important number too. What a blessing.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And mind you, and to give a little bit backstory, Jackson Crawford, he's on YouTube, and he's not one of those, he's more academic type of guy, and he's very wise when it comes to Icelandic languages and Norse and all that stuff. And he doesn't belong to any particular religion. He's like a professor. He's this college level, like, academia. For him to share this story about his grandfather, it blew my mind. It never left me, and I came across it probably about 6 or 7 years ago on a short little video that he did in regards to the Disir, which is basically what you were saying in a sense. Coming ancestors, I guess you're meaning the ancestors came for your father,
Yes.
right? Likewise, the Disir is mostly female. They come for
Right. This
certain
year,
people also.
yeah, I know.
And so, okay, cool. I'm glad someone knows. And
The seeker and the
so,
seer. Yes.
yeah, and so in that, it was like a 5-minute plus video. He shared that story about his grandfather, and it just never left me. So, and then when he talked about the deer, I'm like, oh, it just triggered that story. So I love that connection.
Yeah.
Speaking of animals, go into the 5 crow story. This one here, I sent a video, and can you play it for me, Trish? We'll go right into the video.
Yep, absolutely. Here we go.
The one I'm. Yep.
You see, I got a lot of crows. I don't know why they're here. Damn, they're putting a lot of weight on that wire. How many of them there? 1, 2, 3. There's 5.
All right.
And they're just staying on your property too. They're not flying off or anything. They're just staying right there. Can you show the photo too?
Yeah. Not yet. But yeah, here in a second. So, okay, so let me give you backstory. Thank you for your observation on that one, because 2 weeks later, after my uncle passed away, so this is December 28th, 2017, I hear a ruckus outside, hence the video. So that's not AI. It's a dirty window. Okay, forgive me for not washing the window. So I'm recording, and I hear this crow, and he's on the ground, and you can hear it a little bit, right? Now, on the line that connects from the house to the pole, the 4 crows were shoulder to shoulder, kind of like an audience, and they were just, and then the 5th one's just flipping out, like just talking away. There's nothing back there for them. I've never had that happen before. And I recorded it because I felt like this means something. So I was thinking, oh, this might tie to my Uncle Bob. Maybe it's him saying goodbye, because I was looking up online to see what the symbolism meant. Okay. Well, later on that day, my wife's aunt passed away that morning. And she was only 58 or 59. So basically, her son lives with her at the time. Her son, get ready, go to work, gave her a Diet Pepsi. She sat on the couch. He goes to work. He comes home sometime after 4:30 or so, finds her in that same position. And they think that he passed that morning. And then I'm like, okay, was the 5 crows connected to her? And at that moment, I thought it was a better fit than my uncle. So from that day forward, I always wanted to find 5 crows again. Will I ever see 5 crows again? That was my mindset. And I was never able to see 5 crows for a few years. I would see 1 or 3 or a brood, like tons of them, right? Like a field full. Like it's never 5 isolated like it was in the backyard.
Yeah.
Okay, now get this. This is coming to the picture. You know what? Can you go ahead and show that picture for, 10, 15 seconds or however long? This isn't a video, it's a picture. There's 5 crows. Okay? Now, let me explain that one. That was February 10th, 2021. Okay? But let me go back to February 9th. I went to the Family Dollar to get something. And I struck up a conversation with the cashier. And I'm not a medium or anything. I'm not any of that, but I was picking up on some things. Like out of nowhere. Because she talked about her son, who unfortunately was murdered. And I picked up on her best friend's name and something else. Like it was like dead accurate. And I didn't know about this, something that took place years prior. But we had this like connection, a spiritual connection there. Really cool person. And she was the manager. Well, anywho, February 10th, I wanted to go back in there to do 2 things. One, to get like 1 item because I was going to be cooking something later. And 2, to talk to her and then leave. And I assumed it opened at 8 o'clock in the morning. I pulled up and I noticed the 5 crows. And I said to myself, oh, there's 5 crows finally after all these years. 2017 was the last time I saw them. Now it's 2021. And I took a picture. They were just playing with a Burger King or McDonald's, sack. I go up to the door. It's locked, and they're not open till 9. I'm like, okay. I'm going to get something to eat real quick. Come back to the house. Went back up there at 9. Talked to the lady and her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend. Really nice people. Had a great conversation for like an hour. I left my phone out in the car. I get to the car. And I got a missed call. So it's from my wife. And I said, and I call her and she goes, "Are you feeling anything?" I'm like, "Am I feeling anything?" Had a great conversation for the last hour. When she asked that, she means, do I sense something? Like, and I really did. I'm like, no, what's going on? She goes, "My uncle died. And he's only 50 years old." And I'm like, wait, he died? When? The last hour. He had a heart failure or heart attack or something. I'm like, what? Now, let's put that in let me land the plane here. Let me put in perspective. What are the chances that I see 5 crows? Record it. I record it because there's something off about it, like something innate in me that goes, hey, record this. I record it. On December 28th, 2017, you saw the video. And then her aunt died that morning. Okay. And I've actively, when I'm out and about, I see 5 crows again. I didn't see 5 crows again until February 10th, 2021. And the person that dies is her brother, the aunt's brother.
Oh.
What are the chances?
You saw crows both times.
5. Specifically 5.
That's amazing. In my people, when we see 5 crows, it has like everything's yin yang, right? So it can either mean great financial abundance coming to you, or impending severe illness, or a major life test. And what is bigger than passing, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah. So that's there's your major synchronicity. What are the chances? December 28th, 2017, and February 10th, 2021. Brothers and sisters, 3.5 years apart, give or take. 5 crows, both times. Unbelievable. That's my unbelievable. That's my Trump voice. Anywho,
Waiting on that.
I'm not political, but but when I hear what that experience there, unbelievable. All right, so continue on with flying bats. This one is a banger. This one's a real doozy. And I have footage of I didn't send it to you because there's this, but this one here, I'm just going to tell you the story. So this is going to deal with 2020, 2022, 2024, and 2025. Okay, so a bat came into the house March 29th of 2020, and it slid into the closet and hid way underneath everything for a week. And on April 6th, relative came over and removed it, like grabbed it. Oh, here it is. And removed it and released it outside. Now watch this. Now, I personally believe, this is just me, I don't expect it for everybody to experience this. When a bird flies into the house, someone passed away or going to pass away. Now, I've only experienced this. I have not personally ever experienced this, but my dad had down in Florida when his best friend Homer passed away. It happened to him, and at the same morning, his sister Peggy had a bird fly in too. So 2 birds, same morning, and their mutual friend Homer passed away.
Yeah,
that happened back in 96, 97, somewhere around there. So I've never experienced it. but my dad has, my aunt has, and of course, when I research online, people talk about it. So it's my turn, apparently. So April 6th, Bat's released. April 7th, friend of the family passes away of cancer. There's one. Number 2, my client, the next day, messaged me and starts talking about her dream she had. And it was around COVID time, so she was saying, before COVID started, she goes, I had this dream about my uncle that I was going to his funeral. And I went to his funeral, and then my neighbor drove me home, and once I got from the dream, I couldn't shake it off, and he's perfectly healthy, and then one day he passes away. So she was telling me that. I think he just passed away. I don't know if it was the day of the Bat release or what. That following Saturday, my friend / client passed away in her 50s during surgery. Then later on that night, my other client that I'm real close with, her father passes away. So I marked all this down on my calendar. I keep a calendar on everything. And so I saw that there was at least 3 deaths, plus that what that girl told me about her uncle within a week. Okay, Bat released, 3 deaths, and a story about another death. I wasn't tied to the uncle. Anyway, next time a Bat shows up, it is May 17th. Same year, 2020. And I wrote down in the calendar, Bat returned. Well, what was the results? That following Thursday, just a few days later, a friend of mine named Frank passed away at age 56.
Jeez.
Then on the, exactly a week later, so that was the 17th, so on the 24th, 2 things happened. One is my former history teacher, who is my favorite teacher of all time. We're friends to this day. Matter of fact, we drank a pint last year for the first time together. And I just dreamt about him the night before. And then on the 24th, his brother passes away, age 62.
Oh.
And then the other person that passed away, I'm going to be respectful when I say this, but a coworker, my wife's, and then I consider him a friend, and he's done a lot for us. His son, unfortunately, took his own life. He was only 14.
Oh.
And then the next day, I'll throw this in here because I saw the notes. Ash, if you're watching, your guinea pig passed away the next day. Just want to throw that out there. That was on the 25th. Anyhow, so then I looked at April and May, and I see this pattern. Bat shows up, release, about a week, you have deaths, right? Within a week, or exactly a week. And sometimes they give a 2-day grace period, sometimes. All right, so nothing happened in 2021. I'm sorry. Yeah, nothing happened in 2021. 2022, there was a Bat that showed up. And 3 days later, the doctor who brought me into this world, Dr. Skinner, his son is also a doctor, and he passed away at age 69. And that's as confirming the guinea pig. So nothing happened in 2023. Now here's where it gets interesting with 2024. This one's a mind blower. This has to do with my late friend who passed away of a rare cancer at age 31 back in December of 2014. So now it's 2024. This is going to be her 10th anniversary of her passing. But let's back it up into May 8th. Bat comes in. Once again, same memo, get rid of it. Not always, no bat's ever been harmed, by the way. Released it. And I go to Facebook and I say, and by the way, I document things, and so I went on Facebook. I said, "Listen, here we go again, bat," and I read and I talk about the past things that happened when a bat showed up for people to be re-familiarized with. And then I said, "Well, I don't know who's next, but about a week." That was 5/8/2024. On 5/14, my former stepdad passed away at age 83. And I didn't know he was sick. I don't really talk to him. Last time I saw him was in 2023 on my birthday. I happened to be at McDonald's, and I talked to him for like maybe 10 seconds. And what's interesting, let me add a little piece to that. I was at the fair that morning. I bought a painting of Abraham Lincoln. And the reason why I bought that painting of it, speaking of Lincoln, here we go. Here's a Lincoln connection. I have it hanging right there. And Terry is a guy that painted that. And the reason why I bought that one is because he said, "Derek, one time I painted," he says, "not exactly that one," because he does duplicates, right? Basically, it's Abraham Lincoln standing in a graveyard with a bunch of crosses. And then his soldiers, with their faces coming through the mist of the forest, ghost-like faces. And he said, "Derek, one time I painted that, there was a face that showed up that I didn't do." Ooh. I'm like, "Dude, how much?" I said, "How much do you want it?" He goes, it's not that one, but the one I did like that had a face show up that I didn't paint when I did the misty part." I'm like, "Here's my money. I don't care if it's not the original one. It's got a story to it." Paid $15 for it. Then I went to McDonald's, saw him. That's the last time I'd ever see him. But that picture was an omen. You know why? I'll tell you. I just told you he passed away on 5/14, right? He was 83. If I read those numbers right to left, you got 4/15. Lincoln passed away on 4/15, and my mom's birthday is 4/15. How you doing? So, in a sense, I have his date of death in my hands without knowing it. As in, Lincoln passed away on 4/15. If I look at Lincoln, and in his case, read it right to left, it'd be 5/14.
Wow.
So last time I seen him, just small talk for like 10, 15 seconds. He sat on the other side. I left with that painting that had his numbers connected to him of when he's going to die. Did not know it at the time, obviously. I'm looking retrospect.
Right.
Okay. Now, hold that number 83 in your brain. So at that moment, when he passed, and I did my notes, I noticed that 5/8 was my late friend, Kay, who passed away of a rare cancer, age 31, in 2014. That would have been her mom and dad's wedding anniversary. And her birthday is 8/3, my late friend, Kay. So when I saw that my former stepdad passed away at age 83, I thought of August 3rd, 8/3. Now, let's move to August 3rd, just a few months later in 2024. A bat shows up on what would have been her birthday. And I jokingly said, "Oh, great. Here's a bat for your birthday. Who's next?" So I wrote that down. Went to Facebook and said, "Here we go." Here we go again. Now, this one wasn't exactly a week, just a hair over. On August 12th, my best friend's mother passed away. And here's the kicker. Right to left, if I were to take the numbers and kind of switch them, you got 12/8. That's when my friend Kay died in 2014. And my best friend, his birthday's 12/12. Well, my friend who passed away on 12/8/2014, her funeral was 12/12. I became a pallbearer for the first time at my best friend's mother's funeral. First time I was ever a pallbearer. Now, I'm thinking, my goodness, will I get any bats for 12/8? 12/8 shows up. No bats in the house. But my cats heard bats in the chimney. I didn't hear it. I was watching TV. I turned everything down because I've noticed that they were like looking around the chimney. I recorded. And you can hear the bats. And I wrote it down. It was at 7:31 p.m. And I put it to Facebook, and I said, I'm not going to make a prediction here because any other time it's been in the house. And I've never heard them in the chimney at all. I mean, obviously they can be. It's this chimney sealed, by the way, at the bottom, so they're not going to come out. They're not going to come down and through. It's sealed at the bottom. And they, of course, they might have, chirped in there where talked to one another, but I don't hear it because of the TV. Anywho, 2 days later, a friend of mine passes away at age 49 of a heart attack as she slept. Now, here's where it gets interesting. At my wife's work, she went to the bathroom. She passes a door that's locked. That door only has 2 keys. The janitor, who don't show up until evening time, and the head boss. That head boss is super busy. After she comes out of the bathroom, about 5 minutes, there's 5 people standing around looking in that room. What's going on? Said the damnest thing. The faucet turned on by itself. The faucet turned, and water was. No one was in there. And I connected that with her passing, and I end up talking to her mother one day. The one who passed away at 49. Talked to her mother, and I said that to her mother. I said, "Listen, I think it's probably her." And I did utmost respect. I've known her mother for quite a while. And after I told her the story, her mother's like, "You know what? That happened to me one time." She goes, "One time we lived in this house, and the faucet turned on by itself." So I said, "Well, maybe that was your daughter. I don't know." I thought it was a very interesting correlation. I've never met anybody at that moment who said faucets came on by itself. The mother said that happened to her one time. I said, take it for what it is. All right. Next time a bat showed up in the house was August 25th, 2025. That's remember the Grandpa Jack funeral story? That would have been my Grandpa Jack's birthday. And my late friend Kay, that would have been that's her dad's anniversary of his passing, and a bat shows up. And what are the chances? 5/8, wedding anniversary. 8/3, her birthday. 8/25, a year later, would be her father's anniversary. Bat shows up. Made a prediction again. This time it was my Uncle Bob's wife, which is Aunt Cindy. Her ex-husband passed away. And I've known him all my life. His boys are my cousins, or half cousins, or however you step cousins, whatever they need, step cousins or whatever. And yeah, and I'm friends with the whole family. Point is, he passed away at age 75, and that's the last time I've seen a bat in this house, and no bat has showed up yet this year. And if it does, I would do the same thing: document it, and then see what happens in the week. What do you guys think?
I got chills.
Me too.
That's weird.
That's
It's
crazy.
consistent.
It
It's
is.
consistent since 2020. Since 2020, I have it all documented since 2020 in my calendars, and I see that pattern. It's consistent. I can't tell you why it has to be this way, but I can tell you it happened, and it will still. And I believe it will still happen.
Well,
Don't jinx the bats. Bats ain't gonna come around no more. But yeah, especially with my late friend Kay, she loved animals, and I've had a lot of synchronicities with her. I jokingly say she's flirting with me from the other side.
That's
But
funny.
I don't know. I mean, I just analyze that. I mean, there's so many more when it comes to her, but with the bat thing, that one right there in the last since 2024 has been very interesting. I will say this: so far, out of all these stories, it pushes me to study, it pushes me to observe, it pushes me to understand, it pushes me to read philosophy and ancient religion. And I'm a nerd. I'm in my library. I'm a bookaholic. I study all the time. I'm a big time reader. I'm a brainiac. I'm a nerd. It pushes me to continue with this. It keeps my mind fresh. I'm very analytical, and I'm very open-minded, and so I appreciate synchronicities and unique, transcendent experiences. And I'm just, it humbles me. It takes my breath away a lot of times. Part of me wants to do, I got a last story called Ants, but there's part of me that just wants to talk about my cousin a little bit. Because I got Uncle Bob Flock, and I think about my grandpa and my grandma. She's 96, going to be 96, and I think this might be her last year because she's got, onset dementia. Maybe I don't know where it's at. Maybe she's got Alzheimer's now. I don't know. I mean, she's really declined to where she used to be the Energizer Bunny. I mean, I never thought I'd ever see the day where she would slow down. I mean, she was here. She had one time 90 years old, wrestling with my older son, making strong coffee that would knock you on your butt. And now she's 96, going to be 96. And when you hear her like speak about something, she sounds coherent for the first few words, and then just kind of drifts off. Like, it breaks my heart, and I feel like this might be the last. And I don't know, and it just makes me think about my cousin, and I want to add that story. And this one's a mind blower. This one I've shared with Trisha and her dad on my TikTok. I'm going to share that one if you don't mind, and then do Ants and let you guys just ask me whatever. This is where I think Facebook. January 21st, 2025, I had a dream. I was looking for my missing cousin. And to give you a backstory, I should give you a backstory. My cousin went missing February 17th of 2023. It's not like him. He's a creature of habit. And he got involved with drugs and all that stuff. But he went missing. And I didn't find out. My dad's side of the family didn't try to keep it secret there for a while, but I found out in June, and once I found out in June, I wrote an article for the newspaper. I gave a reward. I answered a zillion messages. Did my best to look for him. Where's his body? Because I knew he was no longer here. I busted my butt looking for my cousin. He was like a brother to me growing up. I busted my butt trying to find a corpse. I just wanted to find. I knew that somebody. I knew he overdosed, and I knew that someone moved him. That was the leading theory, obviously, from the detectives too, and I agreed with that. I agree with that assessment. The evidence pointed to that. I just wanted to find the body, bring closure. So I worked my tail off from 2023. And there's moments I wanted to give up because it's like when you hit a dead end and you feel like, what more can I do? It weighs on you. So I had this dream on January 21st, 2025. And I'm looking for my cousin in a dream. And I call the detective, and I get on the other end, it's a guy named Daniel who I went to school with, grew up with. And in real life, he passed away in 2023. He's 44. But he's a detective in my dream, interestingly. He was never a detective in real life. He was a mechanic. And he goes, Derek, we found your cousin's body. He picks me up. We go to the spot. And then how dreams are. Dreams just get morphed into something stupid. Went from there to a restaurant. I woke up. I documented on Facebook, and I said I had a dream about my cousin, and Daniel was in it. And unfortunately, Daniel passed away in 2023, and I wrote down his birthday and his death day, and I was optimistic. I thought, well, maybe this is an omen, a good omen. Maybe this represents that we're going to find him. Like today, I'm going to get that phone call. Guess what? Nothing happened that day. Nothing happened that week. Hell, nothing happened that month. And I was disappointed, thinking, you know what? I don't want my dreams to toy with me because I take this role serious. I'm trying to find my cousin's body, and I don't need my dreams to interfere. I don't need my dreams to mock me. I want my cousin's body. I'm not asking for $1 million. I'm not asking for rich and fame. I just want my cousin's body. And so I got mad at myself, and I forgot about the dream. Same year, take it to December, so 11 months later, I got a message from a friend of mine, a snapshot of a reporter who said that they found a body, and based on proximity, it very well could be my cousin. Of course, my messenger just lit up with people. And after a few days and analysis, it's indeed my cousin. And I was relieved, but at the same time, I felt like he died again. So my Christmas was just weird. But I'm happy, though, because for his kid's sake, we found his body. Now get this. If you guys are familiar with Facebook, you're going to get a notification that says, look at what you posted last year or 2 years ago. You know, the memories, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I check it. I'm like, oh, there's that dream. But my jaw dropped when I saw what I wrote. What are the chances that my dead friend, who I haven't seen, by the way, since the early 2000s, and I went to school with him in the 1980s all the way up to the late 1990s, and he'd been passed away for a couple of years, right? What are the chances I dream about him, and he tells, and he plays the detective role in my dream, and he tells me, Derek, we found your cousin's body. What are the chances that I dream about it on January 21st, 2025, and on his birthday, December 7th, 2025, they find his body?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that does blow my mind.
Wait, is this the same cousin that had the synchronicity with my sister with the date of birth?
Yeah, he was released. Yeah, he was released from jail in 215. Went missing on 217. Born 420.
My sister Erica, her birthday is 2/15, February 15th. Okay, his cousin got out of prison 2/15, my sister's birthday, and my sister's a correctional officer.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Yep.
And another in another broadcast one day, I like to bring up that connection with your sister because she became a correctional officer on 6/6/2022.
Hmm? I think that's the
right?
date. Yeah.
Yeah. And my painting up here, of the synchronicities that occurred, this painting is because of my dream from 6/6/2022. So that's the one that Erica, that you told me that your sister was like, wow, about, because I spoke through the radio about it the other day with you guys. That, I would love to share that at another time. But yeah, that dream right there. So listen to what I learned about that is I document your dreams, look at what it's telling you. Right now on my TikTok, each morning I post my dreams. Currently right now, I'm on a 16-day streak of dreaming and remembering my dreams. 16-day streak. Some dreams are funny. Some dreams don't make any sense. Some dreams are unique symbolism. But I post it. I want to break my old record. You know what my old record is of streak of dreaming and remembering my dreams? 19 weeks and 5 days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I want to beat that streak, and I want to go at least 20 straight weeks of dreaming and remembering my dreams. The last story I have for you guys tonight is called Ants. Now we're going to move into like the Islamic mysticism. Maybe you guys are familiar with, or maybe not. Okay. So are you guys familiar with the little free libraries, those little birdhouse looking?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have free books. You can donate books, take books. Okay. So come to find out, there's a website you can look up to see where one is near you. And there's one like a block away. I'm like, cool. I'm going to take the kids. We're going to take a nice little walk. And this was back in May, late May. I thought about it. I'm going to show you right here. I have 3 of the same translations by Yusuf Ali of the Quran. And I had some other books. I thought, I'll give some other books. I'll give one of these Qurans away. But for some reason, I changed my mind. I'm not going to give a Quran. Sounds like I'm stingy because I got 3 translations, 3 of the same ones. Yep. So I keep it here. Go to that little free library, and the kids be donating some books. And are you guys familiar with books that are wrapped up in like a paper bag, like a blind date with a book? Okay, so it's like, imagine a book wrapped up where you don't know what the book is, but it's wrapped up to where someone writes on it and kind of gives you little hints.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brown paper bag.
Brown. Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw those, and I looked through them, and there was one that got my attention based on the description. I'm like, no, I'll take this. I've never done a blind date with a book, So I grabbed it, and they grabbed some books and came back home. And I'm opening it up, and I look at this book. I'll show you. It's called Enduring Freedom. And it's written it's about 9/11 and the aftermath afterwards in Afghanistan. It's written by 2 authors. A guy named Trent, who at that time served in the military, and a guy named Jawad Arash, hopefully I said his name correctly. He lived in Afghanistan. So basically it's loosely based on their own life. Okay? And the book is a coming-of-age story of 2 different people coming together eventually as friends in Afghanistan, because America went to Afghanistan, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I was thinking about donating a Quran, and yet this book here has Quranic verses in it. You know, the dude's Muslim, right? I thought, okay, first synchronicity. Then all of a sudden, I start seeing ants. Like, where's these ants coming from? There was tons of ants inside that brown paper bag that's wrapped.
Ew.
Like, tons. I don't know how they got up in there, but there are tons. I'm like, what the heck? And immediately, I thought of the Quran. In the Quran, there's a chapter called Ants. So I took those ants, and I was mindful. I didn't destroy them. I took them out in the backyard, gently scraped them, put them, go out and play with others, you know. Maybe think of the ant chapter. Okay. The next day, in my other car, in the door frame, when you open the door for the passenger side, both passenger sides, there's a crap ton of ants right there in the door frame. I've never had that happen before. It wasn't them, different type of ant. So I gently removed them. Then I came back inside. Me and the kids were going to go to the park, and we're going to donate some more books to the other free library in the next town over. So I was thinking about, you know what, this time I'm going to donate one of these Qurans. So I decided to open it up and go to the chapter of ants. Here we go. And it's chapter 27. And I wanted to read it, so I just picked this one. It's the same. All three are the same. But I just grabbed the one, and I just wanted to read that chapter real quick. And by the way, reason why I have Qurans, and the reason why I studied the Quran, because I'm a nerd and I study Islamic history, just like I study Christian history, just like I study Jewish history, just like I study all sorts of histories, and I want to be familiarized with the text. So, and there's a lot of great stuff in the Quran and history. I like looking at universals, motifs, things like that. So I decided to just read this, and then we're going to go to the park. This is page 246. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'll show you here in a second. I'm looking at this, page 246. Oh, there's the chapter. There's verse 1 all the way to verse 7. I look at the next page, and I'm like, I had to do a double take. Because we all know that after page 246 is 247. Nope. Page 263. Where's the chapter of ants? I don't know if you'll be able to see it. So.
Oh, wow.
So what are the chances? I don't know if you guys can see it good or not, but the point is, this is the chapter right here. There's 7 verses. And then now this page here is 263. I'm missing 17 pages. It takes me into chapter 29. It's called The Spider, by the way. That really made me go, what in the world? What are the chances that a book... I started, recapping in my brain. That first time ever, go to a free little library close by, think about giving a Quran, change my mind, get a blind date with a book, happens to be about a Muslim and an American, and yet it's filled with ants. I took pictures of that. Tons of ants. I thought about the ant chapter. Next day, there's more ants in the door frame in the car. Decided to grab one of these, and I wanted to look through the chapter. And then I realized, hey, we're missing most of 27 and all of 28 and parts of 29. So I'm like, okay, I got to keep this then, just for the sake of that, at least keep this one, because what are the chances, right? Couple days later, I was on TikTok, and there was a nice two nice people, one from Canada, the other one from I forget where. They're part of like a Muslim organization. They're an offshoot. A lot of Muslims don't like them. They're like Peace of Light, Ahmadiyans. I don't know, but they're nice to me, and we get along. And yeah, I don't mind. They're cool. I appreciate them. We have a lot in common. And I told them that, and I said, "Have you guys ever read chapter 28 or chapter 27 in the Quran?" They weren't familiar with it. I'm like, "Really? You guys are like Muslim? Well, what's up?" So I told them the story I just told you guys. They're like, "Oh, that's neat. That's really cool." 5 minutes after I was done with the broadcast, the guy messages me. He goes, "Whoa, you got to see this." Sends me a link of his founder. Because during that broadcast, their founder from Europe, wherever he lives, posted a lesson that was like, I guess, a little over 20 minutes long. And guess what the subject was?
Oh.
Ants. It blew their mind. Their founder.
Wow.
Yeah. So it made them look at synchronicities in a different way. Like, I'm a catalyst for that. And so I watched the video. I thought it was a good moral teaching that I think we all could agree with. And then I left it as that. The lesson I learned from it, I would say it was more of encouragement to be mindful always. Mindful of the creatures, mindful of the people. To me, it's like if someone tells you I love you 4 or 5 times a day, you don't ever go, "Well, I already know that, so don't tell me." So I look at stuff like this as loving reminders that maybe you don't really need that reminder, but it's that way of saying I love you and showing that love. So I took it as that. Now, there could be, and listen, with any of these stories, anything I look into, I look at everything as like an onion, okay? There's many layers to an onion. So there's going to be things I interpret now that I could at least falsify or make sense of. But then as time goes on, you get deeper into the onion, realize there's many layers, and the story becomes deeper and deeper. The meaning becomes deeper and deeper. And basically, God can use anything. God can use the individual who told me, shared a story about her father, who, when he passed, the clock stopped. God can use a clock. God can use this clock. God can use any testimony to bless someone. God can use, like my grandma. God, I need to get in there. I need that door opened. My grandma was in her 80s at the time. She's not muscular. She's wiry, but she didn't get it the first time.
Right.
I think chances are slim to none she's not going to get the second time. But she got in there. The 5 crows, beautiful synchronicity of brother and sister who had 5 crows show up both times, and the bats and the ants, and it's just like, I'm humbled. I'm humbled, and I want to understand the layer of the onion more and more and more. So these are just some of the stories. This is just, we haven't even scratched the surface. Oh, there's more. But maybe next time, whenever, if you guys bring me back on another time down the road, I'd love to do maybe 7 more of whether it be my own personal experiences or some from my family that blow my mind to this day. Oh, I've got a lot more. I just didn't want to do a whole bunch on just one, frame it all on one podcast. But that's my stories for tonight.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I found out today that I think we are going to bring you back and do like a part 2 or part 3 or part 4, or you guys might just see him on the panel every weekend, because I mean he has a lot, and like the one with the ants in the Quran, I've never heard that before, and that's wild. And then like I know when I first met him. I met him through Mike Honcho that was in the chat, was in his live, and he's talking And I'm like, wait a minute. I had something happen to me. I had an encounter that day. So then we just started having synchronicities and connections. And those, we'll save those for another show. But those are really going to
Yeah.
blow some minds.
Especially your January 11th of this year. You had an experience. And I had dreamt about Ozzy on January 11th of this year. And Ozzy's like, calls me on the phone. I don't know Ozzy in real life, as in, like, we're buddies. Obviously, I know his music. I've been a fan for all my life. He calls and invites me to his funeral. And there's some synchronicities about that. We can save it another time. But it was interesting that day when we first met through my concho. That it was like, no, it was the synchronicities. These dates correlated with your dates, and then when I started talking to your dad, his dates correlate with my dates, and then your sister, her dates correlate. I was like, bang, bang, bang. I couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up with it all. I mean, I'm like, unbelievable.
Oh God, that gets me every time. Every time. It's so good. It's so good.
What a great crowd tonight. We got a great crowd, okay? We got a fantastic, beautiful crowd. All right? We got a great host. A lot of great hosts, okay? Nobody knows. Nobody knows hosting like your favorite president, by the way. Okay? That's what he would say if he was here. Maybe the next time you have me on, I'll have a different voice. I'll go from like my normal voice here, then be like, okay, we're gonna bring Derek on for the second time for part 2. Hey, how you doing? Hey, you guys doing all right in there? All right, freaking. Hey, listen, I saw a freaking ghost the other day, huh? You're like, well, who's he from Jersey now? Part three, like, hello everyone, so nice to see you. Oh, lovely day it is, right? Yes. Oh, I've had a lovely time, my dear. I'm like, was he? Not different from European. And then every part, just a different voice.
That would be hilarious. All the messages we would get. Where'd you guys find this guy at? Why does he keep changing his voice?
I just want to say it's just been so really nice that you guys just blessed my heart, and I just thank you guys. You guys are just, you know what I'm saying? You guys are just neat, just really neat, you know. And you guys are like the sunshine after it rains, you know.
That's great. Oh, Derek, thank you for sharing all those amazing stories. Do you guys, anybody on the panel, have any questions for Derek? I kind of vowed the last maybe 10 minutes of our show to Sasquatch PTT. He's currently waiting to come out and talk about the radius. But before I bring him out, is there any questions that anybody in the audience would like to ask Derek, or did any of the dates that he spoke about, did they reside with you? I'm still trying to figure out that picture. It kind of hit with me a little bit, but I can't make that connection.
It's just like I'm a big fan. Okay, so there's shows I watch on YouTube, comedy shows. There's one out of Texas where it's a comedy show, and then they do their comedy, and yet at the same time there's a painter who will paint whatever during that broadcast, and when it's done, it's usually a painting of one of the guests or painting of whatever is going on, and then they sell it online. Likewise, I like doing random obscure looking cartoonish pictures with a stick of charcoal in my fingers. And so I thought that's going to be no context, really, just this weird face for today's broadcast.
Hey, can I see that? Oh my God. What? You're not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this. And this is true. Trish, you remember me telling you about the story about the grandfather and the one that they fought with, right?
Yep.
We got the picture of the young one that was fought with. That's it. That's it.
This
That's it.
That's maybe what I was thinking.
Remember me telling you about the damage? Remember where I told you the damage was?
You
Look,
showed
it's
me.
exactly.
Yep,
Exactly. It's
I
exactly. The lip. Oh my God. The lip. The nose. Oh my God. It is exactly. Exactly.
Wow.
Just so you know, Eric, she doesn't get fired up like that often. So
Never.
Yeah.
connect that.
unbelievable.
Yes,
That
exactly.
is honest. Somewhere in my oh my God. Oh my gosh, no. Oh,
Unbelievable.
I have
When did you
somewhere
go
in
back?
my messages from months ago. I have that picture in there somewhere in my messages. You know, like because they took it and they sent us. I was like, oh my God.
That girl, I don't know who that girl is. She just, I did that the other day. Just like when I do drawings, I don't even know I don't have a thought about it. Like, I don't know what I'm drawing. I just take a charcoal stick and just do this and then do this real quick and then take my fingers and start doing this to shade. And then whatever comes out of it, comes out of it. So everything's subconscious. It's a subconscious drawing. All of them are. Surprise myself when I do. I'm like, who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Donna, could that drawing have been you? Because you wear sunglasses. It looks like the girl has sunglasses on and long dark hair.
Yep.
Some girl. I don't know.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe it is.
I mean, I didn't do it for this.
Maybe
I
it's
didn't
me.
do it for this show, but
Maybe it's a
but
combination. You know what? Maybe it is because I interact. So he picked up me and the spirit, you know, of the watcher.
Maybe.
I was trying to make kind of like scary looking pictures of obscure, scary looking individuals.
Yeah, that looks like my uncle.
And so to me, like the picture of the day would be that one. I don't know. I just wanted to do a picture for today's broadcast. Plus, write the stories behind it on the back page. What stories we're going to go over, 7 of them. And for the diehard fans out there, maybe you can get this for free. I'll send it to whoever wants it. There you go.
I cannot believe that. That is. I got to find that picture. I've got to find it because
I'd love to be able to see it. Yeah, I'd love to see that. If you, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I drew a picture. I like doing obscure faces, and it could have a point. It could not have a point. And my point is that I just wanted to make a picture for the broadcast and then put my stories behind it. And if people like art and they love this episode or this episode been a blessing to them, I don't know. They can have it for free. I mean, it's my gift. If anybody wants it.
I'm going to let Justin come out and talk about these radios, and we might go over a few minutes because since we're talking about these drawings, I want to share a story about this dream that I had. The drawing he has and the dream that Ash in the comments had the same day, same night I had my dream. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Justin out real fast and let him do his thing on these amazing radios, and then we'll talk about that.
I'm going to talk to your people. Talk to the fans.
Hang on, Justin. I'm going to bring you up to the big screen.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Justin.
Hope you're having a great night.
No, you got to go, hey, everybody.
All right, I'll do it just for Derek, okay? Hey, everybody.
That's it.
I'm doing fantastic. How's everybody doing in here tonight?
Good.
I tell you what, this radio
I'm
came in
in
clutch
trouble.
again for me.
You love it?
Love it. Absolutely love it. I've been.
That's awesome.
I talked about on another show the other day. We got Rob Effler that just bought 2 from you, and his team's
Yes.
going to get some, and then another research team is considering getting some too. So why don't you go ahead and give everybody the lowdown on these amazing radios?
Well, first of all, my name is Justin. I'm Johnny 5 on Sasquatch PTT. That's my radio name. They work on AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, as well as regional carriers. They connect to the best possible one. Unlike your cell phone, it only works with one carrier. You get access to 15 public channels, and of course, Monsters Unleashed Kentucky, Tennessee, as well as Monsters North Carolina has a channel. Creepy Cultures has a channel as well, and there's a few. There's a bunch of other creators on there that have channels. You get 2 or more radios, you can get yourself a private and encrypted channel for your entire group of radios. So it's one-on-one private, one-on-one encrypted. It's absolutely a great way to stay connected. It's instant communication, crisp, clear connection. The plan that comes with it's USA, Canada, Mexico. It's good for 1 year. After 1 year, it's $32 per radio per year. That's like $2.67 per month if you break it down. And it's good for 800 clicks. So every time you key up, it's like a click, if that makes sense. Anybody have any questions? Do they understand how the radios work?
Yeah.
I definitely am going to purchase them because I'm in the woods by myself all the time, and I need to have those so I can contact my son when I'm 10 miles back in the woods and nobody knows where I am. So I definitely. I actually had looked at the ad that Trish had sent me, and I just couldn't. I have to get a hold of her to figure out which one it is that she got because that's what I want to. So
She has the Sasquatch Mini. This guy right here.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. I don't have the clip on mine because I'm used to carrying it around my wrist, or I can keep it in my my chest rig. But do you care to do a radio check and show everybody how far these broadcast out?
I can, as long as there's people on. It is kind of late at night, so they may or may not be on, but I'll do a radio check. Absolutely. I have my Bigfoot right here. Hey, everybody, it's Johnny 5. I'm on a YouTube Live. Can I get a radio check? Hopefully there's some people on here. Maybe not. It's pretty late at night.
Sure, this is Pappy over here, Bigfoot World Cryptid and the Paranormal Researchers of Central Florida and hot, sunny Florida.
See if there's anybody else.
She's in Florida.
Yeah, Florida. I mean, you heard it. I'm in Pennsylvania. She's in Florida. Usually it's more active, but everybody's probably in bed or out doing stuff on Saturday night, you know. So this is the Bigfoot, by the way. I have this, and I have a safety green color Bigfoot coming in as well.
Awesome. Could you explain what the difference is between the Sasquatch Mini, the Bigfoot, and the Littlefoot radios so people can have an idea on maybe which type?
The Director of Operations, loud and clear in Tennessee.
Director of Operations. So all the radios are all POC, which is push to talk over cellular. So the Littlefoot, the Yeti, the Sasquatch Mini, Sasquatch, as well as the Bigfoot, they all can talk to each other. The only difference between the Bigfoot and the rest of them is the Bigfoot, as you see, it has 2 antennas. So 2 antennas, one's GMRS, UHF. Somebody say something? Or
Oh, I don't know. I heard voices too.
yeah, I thought somebody was trying to talk.
I don't know. It's Monsters Unleashed. It wouldn't be the first time we've had voices or different voices like that happening. So who knows what it was?
So there's 2 antennas. The outside antennas for UHF, ultra high frequency, GMRS, General Mobile Radio Service, does require the license through the FCC, $35 for 10 years. A little difficult to navigate the FCC site, but that's like the worst test in the world. But after you get it, you can get the license, good for you and your immediate family. The inside antenna is POC, that's push to talk over cellular for AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and regional carriers. So like I said, they all intertwine between each other. The only difference between the Bigfoot and the other radios is that it has GMRS, the ultra high frequency.
Absolutely. And guys, everybody knows that I'm addicted to the Land Between the Lakes, and I'm always in there, and I probably shouldn't always be in there, but I am. This has worked 97% of the time. That's a solid 97% of the time. There has been very few areas that I haven't really got a connection with. And one time I was in a campground talking to Mike Honcho, and it was saying log in overtime, and there was a warning, and I was still able to communicate with Mike Honcho. Now, that might not always happen. Nothing is ever guaranteed. But I have been using the hell out of this radio in the LBL, and it has came through crystal clear. I've been able to reach out to North Carolina, to my dad, to other people in Kentucky, to the lounge with Justin in Pennsylvania, somebody in the UK. They're amazing. They're well worth the money. Take the leap and get you one. I'm going to pop up a little thing that's got his link on there, and if you would like the link to go check him out, screenshot it, and it'll have the link in there for you. And I think the link is also in our bio. I'll go ahead and pull that up there. I'll give everybody a few minutes to go ahead and screenshot that if they would like. Definitely go give them a check them out, because like I said, it's been well worth it. Monsters Unleashed has a total of 3. Then we have Creepy Culture that has 2. She's also a part of us. So yeah, they're amazing, and they're well worth it.
100%, absolutely. So we do have one gentleman in the UK. Like I said, it's USA, Canada, Mexico is the basic plan. That's good for like 99% of the people. Lindsay's the gentleman in the UK. They are upgradable to, I think it's like 198 countries that's available. You can chat, instant communication on them. It is more expensive for the international, obviously. Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. She had said about login overtime. What that means is it tried to connect to AT&T or T-Mobile or Verizon or regional carriers, and it was unsuccessful. It is a cellular radio, so it does rely on a cell phone signal. However, the antenna is 2.5 times to 3 times stronger than your cell phone antenna, so you do have better odds of connecting. I would agree it's probably 97% reliable, as Trish had said.
Cool.
Okay, do you mind sharing your socials so if people need to ask you questions directly, they know where to get a hold of you at?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can go to sasquatchptt.us. You can send an email at sasquatchptt@gmail.com. If you go on to the website at the very bottom, there's all the social media down there, as well as the phone number on the website. You can get a hold of us on, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, whatever best way is to get a hold of you. Best way for you to contact us.
Cool.
Somebody said that's a lot. That's saying a lot for LBL. Service is more than rare than the creatures. Absolutely. I'm telling you, Keith and Leanne, you guys go out to LBL. YouTube both should consider getting a couple of these radios. Because her husband had a branch thrown through his windshield by a creature in there. He was cutting. Having one of them radios would have came in handy that day. You guys could have got a hold of me, and I would have been there to check it out. And like Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine, got there super quick.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's absolutely a great way to get connected. And if you get 2 or more of them, you get a private channel. So it's one-on-one instant communication, end-to-end encryption. It's private. It doesn't bleed over to the public side or vice versa. It's absolutely a great way to stay connected.
Awesome, Justin. Well, thank you for hopping here tonight and chat about the videos. I'm grateful for kind of beside me an awful lot. Like I've just been going through. It has been amazing to have a true blessing, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're up to 143 members, a little bit over 90 days, which I think is phenomenal for such a small amount of time. You could be 144, 145, or whatever, We'd love to have you part of the family because we're all family here at Sasquatch PTT. I certainly hope you guys decide to come aboard.
I definitely am.
Here we go. We got
Sounds
one.
good.
We got one. I'll send you more information on it, and kind of help you walk you through it if you need me to. But Justin, thank you again for being on here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. You take care and have a great rest of your night. Almost said evening.
You as well.
See ya, Justin.
Have a nice night, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. I am going to throw that little link up there and give everybody one last shot to screenshot that and go and check them out. Derek D also has a channel on there as well. They do karaoke in the lounge. Well, not in the lounge, in the game room. There's a public lounge where everybody just talks to one another. But they do karaoke. They have a trivia game night. They do a lot on there. It's a beautiful community to be a part of. And we do a lot on our private channel with investigations. And we have our public channel. Derek was on our public channel last night as I was out in the land between the lakes. So he was hearing some of the stuff that I was experiencing out there. And they're really amazing to have.
Yeah. I have my own channel on Sasquatch PTT, but I'm never on it. Yeah, last night I was on yours, which is like, you guys got a couple of them, but the one for the Kentucky one. And I fell asleep, and sometime after 12:30, everybody was looking for you. There was something about a growl. And so, yeah, I stayed up and listened a little bit, and I went to Mike Honcho's TikTok. I just listened because I knew I was going to fall asleep sometime after that. So, yeah, I'm glad that you were found, because you were missing there for a little bit, I guess.
Oh, I wasn't missing. Everybody went to radio. There are certain spots where it doesn't pick up service, but 97% of the time it does. And I did something growl at me. I threw my death whistle and something broke back. And it was World's Radio was telling them about that, including them in the experience. I always try to do with everybody. They're really amazing. But I wanted to talk about this dream. The date of this dream. I know it was just a few days ago. I was in Derek's TikTok Live, and I'm like, hey, did you have any weird dreams last night? Because I had one. And I had that I was this blonde, skinny, 7-month pregnant woman with a blonde-haired, longer hair. He was kind of muscular. Very handsome guy in my dream. I might throw that in there. Sorry, Doug, if you're watching. And we had a son, and the son looked like my actual son in my life now. And this boy had blonde hair. And we broke down in this town that was in Ohio. It looked like Ohio. This guy kidnapped us. And he unalived my husband in very brutal death, I might add. And he kept his building, kind of like a junkyard outside. And we were missing for the longest time. And he just all of a sudden goes, I need stuff from the store. He was sick. He couldn't make it to the store. He hands me my debit card that's cut in half, just to be able to swipe through the card reader. So I get it, and he falls asleep, able to steal the keys to unlock my son and get us out. And this guy let us take his truck to the store and said they just do it. So I get my son and child. We take the truck, and we're driving, and I just try to make a beeline to get out. And there's kids. It was probably around Halloween, because there was these young teenage kids with these Halloween masks on, riding their bike, trick-or-treating, whatever it is they do for Halloween in this town. And he got a hold of them as he was trying to find for us. And we ended up in this abandoned amusement park. And a sheriff had found us, and I'm screaming to the sheriff to help us. I tell him who it is, and he's like, I always thought this guy was weird, but didn't have any reason to look into him. And the guy that took us, he unalived the sheriff. So I'm telling him this dream, and Ash says that she has a dream about a pregnant woman, blonde hair, and there were some other details that kind of synced up with my dream. And then she started talking about, I can't remember the name of that book. Well, ended up, he showed me a drawing of the author of this book that has a story in there about an abandoned amusement park, and it's a horror type of story. He shows me the picture, and I'm like, that looks like the guy, except for the guy was bald on top, but it has the dark hair on the sides, and he's a little bit older. I will never forget that.
I have the notes in front of me. I just pulled out the notes. You're in an S10.
Yep.
You were 7 months pregnant. Ash's dream, the woman was pregnant, so I assumed it was 7 months. 7 months is 213 days. So basically, I took all the dates of your birthday, her birthday, your son's birthday, my son's birthday, because Ash said looked like my son. With the S10, you've got number, and then add them all together. And you said the book that you're referring to is by Thomas Ligotti, and I own it. It's over here to my left. And yeah, because Ash said that something about the story reminded her from Thomas Ligotti, which has to do with circus or something like that. And then I grabbed that book, and there's a bookmark on that actual story, because it's a collection of short stories. And I flipped it over, and the bookmarker is at the story she's describing.
Oh, wow.
And then so there's a Halloween feel to both. And you, Tricia, mentioned that it was a Halloween feel. And to come to find out, I took all those numbers, your guys' birthdays, the children's birthdays, the S10, all them numbers. And I said, how many, and I forget what the number was. I don't have that written down. But after adding everything up, I said, how many days, let's say 1,700 plus days, and what day would that be? And it come to Halloween of 2031. So, so it was just an interesting motif of pregnancy. Here it is. You got two women. You live in Kentucky. Ash lives in Canada, so two different countries. You both have a dream of a pregnant woman with a boy, and then a dark-haired guy. And so I really don't know how to interpret all that, except there's that motif there. But so that's something that, once again, we document it, and then we see what happens out of it. And I find it very interesting, though, that you guys connected that way.
Yeah, it was definitely wild. I woke up feeling like I was having labor pains, like I was actually pregnant, having labor pains, and I can't have kids. They hysterectomy. So it was a wild dream. Don't know where it came from. Appeared out of nowhere. And the first person I could think to bring it to was Derek, and I'm glad he documented it, because I don't document stuff like that. I go out documenting whether a Bigfoot hoops and hollers at me. That type of stuff I document. But I probably should start documenting that.
When it comes to dreams, my encouragement for anyone, I don't care what background anyone has. If you dream, it's worth a shot to go, okay, what I do, okay, I like to timestamp things. I mean, so let's say I go to sleep and I get up around 2 a.m. and I had a dream. I type it in my messenger to a friend, send it, go back to sleep. Let's say I wake up 3 more hours later, type in that dream, send it, go back to sleep. So it's time-stamped. Because what if I have a dream of prediction, like I did with I didn't know it was going to be a prediction, like the way it came out, but like the case I just shared with you about my cousin who went missing and then had that dream on January 21st, 2025. That ended up coming true in its own way. So likewise, if I didn't document, hell, I would have missed out on the blessing of that. Right now I'm on day 16 of Dreaming Remember My Dreams. I hope that I'll get to number 17 tonight after 12 when I go to sleep. I'll have some dreams and continue my streak. And I try to learn from my own dreams. And I'm encouraged by your dream, just was this a few days ago, and how you and Ash, 2 different countries, have the same motif. A woman who's pregnant, blonde, both blonde, with a child beside her. I don't know the symbolism and how it's applied to the intermediate, but I'm humble enough to say, let's see. Maybe it takes time for those answers to be shown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, write it down. Ash says in the chat box. Write it down. It might connect later. Absolutely. Now we all are. Everyone else is aware of it now. So if something does come down, I don't know how it's going to apply, but maybe something down the road, we're like, hey, remember that dream? Remember when we talked about it? Remember the notes? Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, if anybody doesn't have any questions for Derek, we are at 2 hours and 7 minutes, and I'm sure everybody's tired of the comments, and I want to say thank you to Derek for coming on tonight. It's been amazing. Thank you all for being on the panel tonight and everybody in the comments tonight. And if you don't know, we have a merch store that is open. All the designs are made by yours truly. Definitely check that out. The link is in the comments. It's also in the Bayou. I said Bayou. I'm thinking of Louisiana, I guess. Bayou. It's also here just below the screen. And definitely check it out. If you want to show your support, you want to wear some Monsters Unleashed merch, please go check this out. There's some amazing designs on there. They're fabulous because I made them. I'm just kidding. I do too.
They're good.
Designs.
Yes, she does good.
They are pretty good. But again, Derek, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you on TikTok Live in the morning. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their night. And I say we call it a night tonight if nobody has anything else.
All right.
All right. Before we go, though, Derek, where can everybody find you if they have any synchronicities with any of the dates that you discussed tonight?
I go on TikTok, Derek, that's DEREK, and then D81777. So Derek D8177, 3 sevens. That's where I'm on TikTok. I try to go live I'm a morning guy. I try to go live between 6:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock in the morning. Wherever I show up, it's always impromptu. So, and I talk about everything: music. I'm a metalhead. To philosophy, to religion, do comedy, or talk about random stuff. And then, of course, it get real unique, with synchronicities and dreams. Some people come on my program and play the guitar. I mean, I play guitar too. So it's a show. It's a variety where you never know what's going to happen.
Cool.
The trolls, they really love me.
11:11.
What's that?
I said, we're talking about synchronicities, and right now it's 11:11.
There we go, 11:11. And the trolls, they love me, and they want to be my, they just very, very interesting comments that I get. But other than that, everyone, I enjoy the people I've gotten to talk to. Got a great group of people, fantastic people, by the way, and we have fun. And also, I've hosted debates and in the past, and that's always been fun. I've debated people on various subjects. It's a blast. So if you guys are morning people and you see me on, stop by and say hello. If not, then have a good day,
Make sure you follow him on TikTok because we have a good time in his lives in the mornings. Well, in the ones I'm in there. Typically, my dad's in there too. So.
Yeah.
Thank you all for your support, and once again, happy Monsters Unleashed to our amazing team, our amazing panel, and hope everybody has a great night. Bye.
Thank
See you guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Whoa, I almost broke my rule. Tracy, tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, well, okay, I got two real quick. You can get my book on Amazon, Witchcraft by Blood and Tradition, A Beginner's Guide. It's not just for witches. There's all kinds of stuff in there to use around your house. You create your own apothecary. It's about my great grandmother Croft. It's only gotten 5-star reviews, so I'm really proud about that. You can reach me at paranormalwhitewitch@gmail.com, and I have a show every Wednesday, Beyond the Veil with the Paranormal White Witch, which airs live on Facebook and YouTube at 8 p.m. So thank you.
And subscribe. He has a really amazing show. Really amazing show. I love watching her. She's a beautiful person, inside and out. Donna, would you like to share where everybody can find you?
Well, you can find me here with you, Monsters Unleashed, Strange Knocks Magazine, Ghost Buzz Magazine, Grandpa's Old Haints and Stories. I kind of stepped into there, so I on with him every once in a while. And then my Watcher's Maiden, of course. And I'm going to be doing my own podcast. Trisha's helping me. Thank her so much for everything that you have done. I really, really appreciate you. And that will be the Watcher's Maiden site. And that's coming soon. Got Richard Politero coming on there with us. And just some YouTube, TikTok, just a whole lot of different things. And looking forward to working with everybody. And I love all you ladies. You all are magnificent. You work so hard. I am so proud of you. And so, hey, strong women unite.
Yeah. Power. Woman power. All right. Last but not least, my sister, Miss Jen. Everybody knows she's my sidekick when we go in the LBL.
Heck yeah. So fun. Can't wait to go back down there. I'm just Creepy Culture on Facebook, TikTok, X, and on YouTube. It's Creepy Culture PC Jen. Is that what it is, Trish? God, that didn't sound right.
Yeah. And TikTok, her YouTube is at Creepy Culture PC Jen. Her TikTok is at Creepy Culture PC Jen. Facebook's Creepy Culture. Her email is creepyculture@yahoo.com. I got you.
I'm sensing a theme.
yeah, a little bit. But
I don't even know my own stuff.
How you guys made it possible for Monsters Unleashed to meet our goal of 1K in a year for our 1-year anniversary. Let's help each and every one of these guys in these boxes out, and let's get them to their goals. 500, whether it's 500 or it's 1,000. Let's get them beyond their goals or whatever they're needing right now. So if you wouldn't mind, after you hop off this live, hop over to all their pages, give them some likes, give them a subscribe, and I'm going to be checking. We're a community here. We're all in this together. I'm going to be checking.
There you go.
But with that being said, love you all. Have a great night. And until next weekend, this is Monsters Unleashed.
Good night, all.
Good night.
They're out there watching, waiting. Oh, yeah. Cold night, black sky, headlights cut the trees. Something moving in the shadows, and it's staring back at me. Every road we travel got a story soaked in fear. Every scream inside the holler says the monsters still live here. Campfire burning, radios hiss, tracks in the mud, nobody can explain this. Eyes in the darkness, glowing through the rain. Once you see the truth, man, you never think the same. We came for answers, but answers ain't enough. The deeper that we go, the darker that it gets. They're watching from the tree line, breathing in the dark. just begun. The hunt has just begun. Every investigation leaves another scar. Every piece of evidence pulls us way too far. Voices on the spirit box calling out our names. Something ancient in these woods ain't playing games. Moonlight shining off the old back roads. Fear hits different when you're truly alone, but we keep pushing through the silence and the dread, chasing things